Hello, everyone. I'm here with Serge Carreira from FHCM, who's the head of, new designer initiatives for the Paris Federation. And, shows happen every day, but also trade shows are happening here in Paris where they're covering the market, introducing these brands to new designers. And Serge is responsible for leading each year a number of new brands and showcasing them here in Paris. Serge, I'd love to hear a little bit more about, your role and bringing in new designers and who you have this year.
So this year we have a selection of 7 designers for Menswear Fashion Week here in Sphere, which is a showroom, and that is more a kind of platform. The idea is to allow brands to be showcasing their collection and meeting designers, meeting also buyers and journalists. And it's really this idea of reconnecting also, which is so important at this moment. We have, for example, Lucanio Mdingi, who is coming from South Africa, but we have also designers based in Paris, but with very diverse backgrounds. The idea of Sphere is also to be a kind of representative of the diversity of the creation that we have here in Paris, which means that it's not a kind of style school, it's really a kind of diversity of expressions, as creation is really the art of the Paris Fashion Week.
Got it. And then, so for instance, if we just take a little bit of a walk, I see that the Egon Lab designers, they just showed the other day, and we've got a number of other designers over here. How many of these designers are actually mounting runway shows here during Fashion Week?
So for runway shows, we have 2 designers, which are Luigi Rianucci and Egon Lab, and other designers such as Lucanio, Arturo Vegero, or Pierre-François Valette or Uniform are doing presentations. So it's a kind of different formats that can exist by itself. And particularly through this challenging period, we have seen that presentations have been a good way also to allow designers to be in direct contact and being able to discuss and share their message in a very consistent way, in a very bold way by itself.
And then how are designers, it's been a difficult time for men's, because men's were hit by COVID really first. There was a cancellation of their particular shows before anybody else's. So what's the temperature check on young, startups during this, challenging time?
Frankly speaking, despite the challenges and the really challenging period we had, I have to say that most of the new brands have been very flexible. They have been very focused on going to the essential in a way, not being part of this, or not being embraced by this circus of fashion in a way. So we see that we have designers that are very committed, very engaged, very strong in their commitment, and at the same time who are very grounded, very open-minded, willing to go ahead and to build really their own path, and rethinking also the schemes, rethinking the processes, trying to really, and we see that most of the collections are now more narrow, more focused, but also more consistent and stronger in terms of message. So, most of the designers, and particularly young designers, may have this habit of developing massive collections. Now they add, for logistics, supply chain issues, they had to narrow it down, but they went really to the essence of their message, which has been a kind of advantage. And we have seen so many emerging designers who have been growing over this period, which is quite a positive note.
Well, listen, we really enjoy your editing, and your curation.
It's a common one.
Right. And we also really are hopeful with regards to these young designers and prospering, and we're happy to cover. And thank you for taking the time with us.
Thank you so much.
You got it, Serge.